Greetings, learners. We have comprehension. And for our lesson today, we are going to look at the topic Ghana's water resources. Ghana's water resources. We all know how important water is, how useful water is, how we can not live without water. So from this passage, we are going to look at some other sources of water. We are going to look at some of the things we do and we destroy the water we drink or our water bodies. Then we also look at how useful water is. That's the usefulness of water in the country or for the country at large. Let us quickly look at the keywords and go through them. So our passage is from Unit 13. And so I quickly want us to go through the keywords from the passage. So the first one we have is resource. Resource. Distribution. Distribution. Reverse. Reverse. Pollution. Pollution. Endowed. Endowed. Critical. Critical. Commodity. Commodity. Drastically. Drastically. Exhausted. Exhausted. Degradation. Degradation. We will go over the keywords again, and I want us to pay attention to the pronunciation of these words so that reading the passage will be very easy. Resource. Resource. Distribution. Distribution. Reverse. Reverse. Pollution. Pollution. Endowed. Endowed. Critical. Critical. Commodity. Commodity. Drastically. Drastically. Exhausted. Exhausted. Degradation. Degradation. Very good. So what are the challenges we have with these words? What are the challenges? So it will be prudent for us to get the meaning of these words so that it will make the passage easier for us to understand. So when we look at the word resource, what comes in mind? Resource. Resource is something that a country has and can use to increase its wealth. It is something that a country has and can use to increase its wealth. Let me talk about distribution. I believe this is quite simple. Distribute. Distribute, to give out. So distribution, we can say that the way that something is divided or spread out. The way that something is divided or spread out. Then we look at the word reverse. 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 To reverse here means the opposite to what is usual or stated. The opposite to what is usual or stated. The opposite to what is usual or stated. So you make a statement and someone tells you to reverse it. It means that you are expected to go back and rephrase it. Very good. Now let's look at pollution. Pollution, I think this word, we've come across it in some other subjects. Pollute, to pollute. So when we say pollution, it is the action or process of making land, water, air, etc. dirty and not safe or suitable to use. So it is the action or process of making land, water, air, etc. dirty and not safe or suitable to use. Not suitable to use. So I believe many times we pollute water bodies, we pollute the environment through burning. We do a whole lot of things that contributes to the pollution in the environment, or to pollution in the environment. Now the next one I want to look at is endowed. So when we say someone is endowed, it's more like the person is gifted. The person is gifted. So endowed here we say to freely or naturally provide, to freely or naturally be provided with something. To freely or naturally be provided with something. So we can say that each and every one of us is endowed with some sort of talent or gifts. Yes, so it is a gift. It is given out freely. Very good. Now we look at the word critical. Critical. We say critical is using or involving careful judgment about the good and bad parts of something. Using or involving careful judgment about the good and bad parts of something. So you look at the situation carefully, you assess it. So you look at the pros, the cons, the good and bad of it before you take a decision. That is being critical. Then we look at the word commodity. Commodity. So commodity, it is something that is bought and sold. Something that is bought and sold. Then drastically. So I'll take drastic measures. I'm going to take drastic measures to make sure this thing doesn't happen again. So let's look at what drastically means. Drastically means the extreme in effect or action. The extreme in effect or action. Or severe or serious. So an action can be severe or can be serious. So that is it about drastically. Then we have exhausted. Exhausted can mean a whole lot of things, but I want to link it to the passage. But I know that when we say exhausted, it could mean tiredness, it could mean worn out. But for our passage, when we say exhausted, it means something which has been completely used up. Something that has been completely used up, such as supplies. Okay, so something that has been completely used up, it has been exhausted. Very good. Then when we talk about degradation, yes, degradation. So it is the act or process of damaging something. The act of damaging or destroying something. That is degradation. Degradation. Very good. Very good. So what I want to do is that I want to just give us a summary of the passage, and when I finish, I would like you to read the passage on your own with the definition given. You read the passage on your own and try to deduce meaning out of it. So what is the passage about? Ghana's water resource. This is just a short summary. This is just a summary on what the passage is about. So the passage, like I said, is about water, its importance to the living things in the environment. Then we look at the types, the usefulness of water, of water in the country or to the country at large, and then what we do as human to destroy the water, and what we have to do now in order to preserve the water we have, knowing its importance. So water is an essential part of the environment we live in. Water is an essential part of the environment we live in. It covers the largest part of the earth. Ghana, unlike other African countries, is gifted. Ghana, unlike other African countries, is gifted. It means Ghana is so much blessed. Compared to other countries, Ghana is so much blessed. One of its greatest sources is the Volta River. Water serves a lot of purposes. We won't talk about some of its uses. So water serves a lot of purposes, a lot of uses. For irrigation, generation of hydropower, industrial use, etc. Although Ghana is rich in water resources, its ability to still distribute water all over the country is dependent on seasons in the year. Nonetheless, water is not completely exhausted with continuous use. It is a renewable resource. It is a renewable resource. To help maintain and improve water in Ghana, human beings should see themselves as the main agent in preserving the environment they live in. To help maintain and improve water in Ghana, human beings should see themselves as the main agent in preserving the environment we live in. Very good. So it's the summation of everything I have just given out has to do with water, what we gain from water, and if we do preserve water properly, we have a lot to gain than to lose. And also we should know that as human beings, we are the main agent in charge in preserving water in the environment, or we are the main agent in preserving the environment we live in. Very good. I hope the summary makes the passage clear and we can understand when we read the passage itself in order to be able to answer the questions attached to the passage. Very good. So all too soon, we want to wrap up on this, and I would like you to take your time, read the passage carefully, and answer questions on page 117, unit 13, page 117. You read the passage and answer the questions beneath or beside it. That's on the next page. You have the questions. Ghana's water resources. You fill in the omissions. That's the blanks there. You fill in those blank spaces. It was nice having you. I wish you the best for the day. Stay safe. Bye-bye.